One thing I don't think we talk about enough is how easy it is to hate women. Like, all it takes is one bad girlfriend and a fucked up For You page, and boom, now you hate women. But just peep game and lock in real quick. Last year I went to a frat party with my homie in Indiana. I don't know what we were doing there, it wasn't my idea. But we ended up shaking hands with this dude his girl was cool with. Just for my homie to find out a couple months later, that nigga was fucking his bitch. That nigga shook hands with hands that had been all over his girl. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish that on any police officer. But ever since that shit happened, he started moving crazy as hell. It started off as little weird shit. He came up to us talking about 3 out of 5 black women are obese. But that nigga got 3 little sisters and a single black mom. That nigga is literally hating on his own team. That's like Mark Phillips saying RDC World isn't that funny. You're hating on your own game. But when I really knew that nigga was lost is when Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion. I know a lot of y'all niggas don't think it happened. But my homie gonna say he didn't shoot that big bitch. I'm like, nigga, what? Big bitch? What did Meg Thee Stallion ever do to you? That was one of the last conversations we ever had. In America, the worst word you could say is the N-word with the hard R. Unless you're a Taylor Swift fan or a police officer, you're probably gonna agree with me. But the second worst word that you can use in this country is the word privilege. Because Americans really feel like they've earned everything they've got. Like, you tell a white person they got white privilege, they start to look at you like you're the ones that enslaved them. Or if you tell a good looking person that they got pretty privilege, they start to get mad as fuck. But just peep game and lock in real quick. I got this one homie who I'd say is conventionally attractive. I've known him for 3 years. Every girl he said he's wanted, he somehow got in them. Take it or not, the nigga's like that. And yesterday he posted on his Instagram notes, how do I get a girlfriend? That nigga's inbox was flooded. His phone was going off so much he had to put his phone on D&D. A nigga like me has never had that problem. But I got another homie, and I'm not gonna say he's ugly, but the nigga did cry when the mask mandate ended. Y'all do with that what you will. He tried the same thing. Radio silence. That nigga's phone was so dry, he deleted Instagram and got it again just to make sure his notifications weren't tripping. They weren't. Bro ass got 0 replies. That pretty privilege shit is unfair. In this life, everybody struggles with something. Some people struggle with addiction. Some people struggle with their sexuality. Some people struggle to put on a good outfit. Me personally, I have always struggled with my faith in Christianity. Because historically, Christian people kinda suck. Back in the 1920s, white families would go to church and be like, damn, it's 1:45, let's go catch the lynching today. How could I possibly be going to the same heaven they are? But just peep game and lock in real quick. Ever since I got to college, I haven't found a church that I really like. And yesterday was Easter, so I called my homie, I'm like, bro, what church do you be going to? He told me he goes to this on-campus church and that they were doing something. He said, I'm gonna send you the Addy, you should slide. So I'm like, bet, I ain't got nothing else to do. So I threw on a dress shirt, some nice pants, a nice pair of shoes. I pull up and I see this nigga in the parking lot with a John Moran jersey and jorts. So when I see him, I'm like, bro, are we going to church? Are we taking fit pics? He gonna say you wouldn't get at my church, just chill like that. So I'm like, low key, that's good to hear. At least they don't judge. So we get to church and the preacher starts preaching. Towards the end, he gonna say, put an arm out if you surrender yourself to God. And I started thinking to myself, I've never done nothing like that in my life. So I put an arm out, closed my eyes, and surrendered myself to God. But then the preacher said, if you see anybody in the crowd with an arm raised, put a hand on their shoulder. So quickly, I started to feel like LeBron. No pun intended, I swear to God, I'm in the middle of church with a bunch of hands on me. But then this Wreck-It Ralph hand-ass nigga gonna put both his hands on my waist. And I'm like, that's not what the preacher said. So I look back at him, he gonna say, God bless you. And I started thinking, God bless me? Or are you trying to bless me in the parking lot? I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna always struggle with my faith. 2 days ago, a bridge in Baltimore fell and 6 people are presumed to be dead. This shit was crazy. It looked like a 9/11 deleted scene. And the first thing the internet want to do is make dumbass conspiracy theories. Like yesterday, I pulled up to class. I didn't even know that the bridge fell. My homie like, bro, look at this video. He shows me the video and I can clearly see that the cargo ship knocked over the bridge. Bro gonna say this gotta be an inside job, right? I'm like, nah, bro. I think the cargo ship knocked it over. This nigga gonna say there's no way a cargo ship can knock over a bridge. I'm like, bro, do you know how big a cargo ship is? That bitch is like 2 Amy Schumers wide. It could easily knock over a bridge. This nigga gonna say, then how come it happened a couple hours before P. Diddy got raided by the feds? I'm like, bro, what? What does a human trafficking closeted black man gotta do with a random bridge in Baltimore? Like, no offense to anybody from Baltimore, but all y'all niggas are known for is Lamar Jackson. Why Baltimore? So now my homie's talking about how I'm such a sheep, how I can never think for myself. But mind you, this is the same nigga who said the COVID-19 vaccine was the mark of the beast. That nigga was so deep into those conspiracy theories that he got hospitalized from COVID. That COVID asthma combo almost killed the nigga. But he's still out here making these conspiracy theories like he didn't almost die from one. Besides going 5 miles above the speed limit and getting pulled over by police, the worst thing a black person can experience is being fucking ashy. Because look, God gave us this beautiful ass skin, and then it gets a little cold out and our skin want to look like fucking leather. And I'm not gonna lie, it's okay to be ashy every now and then. But I can only give niggas so much wiggle room before I start to think you don't care about your ashy ass skin. But just peep game and lock in real quick. Today my homies were in the group chat talking about let's go hoop. It was cold as fuck outside, so I pulled up to the gym in this buff ass hoodie. When it's time to hoop, all my homies took off their hoodies, and I'm watching as my homie looks like the ashiest nigga I've ever seen. It looked like that nigga was arm wrestling in fucking baby powder. I have never seen no shit like that in my life, and that's not to say I haven't been ashy. I've had times when my skin looked like some goddamn beef jerky, but that nigga was walking around like he was cosplaying an elephant. So I'm like, damn bro, do you need some lotion? He gonna look down at his arms and look back at me and say, nah, I'm good. I asked him, bro, you sure? Do you need some lotion? He's like, nah, low key. So I go to my bag, grab my lotion. He cups his hand like that. So I give him a squirt of lotion. That nigga's hands were so dry, it absorbed all the lotion. So I gave him another squirt of lotion. That nigga tried to apply it on his arms. His hands absorbed all the lotion. I'm like, you know what? Here you go, nigga. Just take the lotion. One thing that I really hate about the internet is when something gets exposed, niggas swear they always knew what was happening. Like right now, there's that Nickelodeon documentary that's exposing Dan Schneider and all the weird shit that was going on, where he was literally grooming and taking the innocence from little kids. And there's parents that swear they knew what was going on, but they're just fucking bullshitting. But just peep game and lock in real quick. Yesterday was my dad's birthday, so I'm at the crib with the family just celebrating. And my uncle was there, my dad's blood brother. He gonna say, I know you guys see what's going on with Nickelodeon right now in that documentary. That's why I didn't let you guys watch iCarly growing up. And I'm like, no, Unc, that's not why. You didn't let us watch iCarly because you watched Sam beat a nigga with a peanut butter sock. You thought that shit was gonna turn us to violent psychopaths. You didn't know about the abuse and grooming of those little kids. So I told him that, and he gonna say we were just too young to understand. And I'm like, no, Unc, that's not true. You even banned us from watching SpongeBob because you thought that happy nigga was gonna turn us to raging P. Diddy's. Look at my profile pic right now. It's from SpongeBob. And guess what? He didn't turn me gay. I still love Kitty Cat from a particular woman. But I really just don't understand why people want to swear they knew what was going on instead of just supporting the victims. Because yeah, there was a lot of signs going on, but who gives a fuck if you knew what was happening? Nobody did shit and those kids suffered.